Hi, bonjour, my name is Tina. I love to yap about books. I hope May was kind on you. I hope June is gonna be even better. I've read so many good books. May, I can't wait to yap about them with you. Let's start. Let's jump right into it. The first one I finished is You Did Nothing Wrong by C.J. Drews, which was the book for the Front of Pages book club. And I gave this one 4.25 stars. Elodie is moving in with her very recent husband. She has already a son from another man. He's 6 years old and she's 22, so she had him when she was 16 years old. Her husband has this house he inherited. A very old Victorian house he's renovating, and her son Jude is hearing the house breathing. Yeah, very creepy setting, very creepy characters. I'm not gonna say too much so I don't give any hints on the story, but let me just tell you how much creeps C.J. Drews gave me because of the descriptions of the environment of the house, but also mainly the characters and how she described their backgrounds. And it was so uncomfortable to read. It was so hard to read sometimes, but I just couldn't stop, and that's where the magic of C.J. Drews operates, according to me. And this is because there are a lot of triggering things. Don't want to give too much because I can give some hints by giving this, but be aware of the trigger warnings. It's just not a new favorite. It's not above 4.25 because there are some things I could predict easily, but overall the experience, it was truly horrific. If you love horror, if you love very creepy house with very creepy characters, this could be for you, for sure. Incredible. Next, I finished so I could watch the movie Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelley Van Pelt. I gave it the same rating, 4.25 stars, because I enjoyed it as much, but for different reasons. This was very heartwarming. It's happening in a small town. This is about Tova, and she works at an aquarium and she makes friends with an octopus. And it's not a 5 stars, especially because I expected to see way more of the octopus. We have different point of views and we have much more Tova's point of views, but even, what is the other name of the character? It's not even mentioned. No. So we have way more from his point of view than even the octopus, which made me very disappointed, but it was still enjoyable. It's just that I was surprised by it, so I couldn't enjoy it as much as I could have. But overall, still a very good book. I enjoyed the movie a little bit less, but it was still super cool to see it on screen, so would recommend it 100%. Not a new all-time favorite, but a very enjoyable read to cozy up under a blanket for sure. And it's happening around the lake, so I loved the descriptions of nature. It was very good. The next book is a new all-time favorite, and it is We Could Be Rats by Millie Austen. This is a new 5 stars. It's just something about the way that she writes that, speaks to my soul. It's the way that within the first few pages I knew it was gonna click, because the humor is pristine, it's neat, it's everything I love. This book is about the very complex relationship between two sisters, Sigrid, the main character, and Margit. Another thing that made me love this book so much is the structure of it. I don't want to say too much, same because it's not mentioned at the back of the book, but you need absolutely to check the trigger warnings. For this one, it's very important, but I don't want to say it. And it's written in the form of notes from Sigrid, and it's dealing with a very heavy topic, but the humor of it lightens everything, and it works. At least for me, it worked 100%, and that's what makes this author a new favorite. I need very soon to read every book she has ever written, because it's just the way it is, I loved our main character Sigrid. She's so funny, and I loved her straightforward way to take political positions in a small town. The structure of this book also involves the fact that we don't know if the narrator, our main character, is reliable, and I loved that too. These characters were so well fleshed out that they felt like family to me too. How could I forget to mention too that this has sapphic representation and possibly a neurodivergent main character, because she refuses to grow up in a way. Yeah, I need to say it once again. I loved it. Please read this if you love literary contemporary fiction. Favorite book of this month, hands down. The next book is Almond by Won Pyong-sun. This is about Nyonjae, who has alexithymia, which is a brain condition that makes him not care about fear, love, anger, which makes it very difficult for him to travel through social life. Makes sense, isn't it? And we follow him through his coming out of age story. There is never, in the first part of the book, I was not expecting. There are a lot of triggering things also in this book that I was not expecting, especially animal abuse. It was particularly difficult to read, but it was the first time that I've read from a character that has this brain condition, so it was very interesting, and I was hooked to our characters because even though he didn't have any emotions, you could feel, thanks to the writing, a lot of feelings underneath the surface that he could have had, and for that I thought that the writing was very beautiful. The end was very satisfying to me. I loved it. Some people didn't like it. Would recommend this book for sure. I gave it 4.5 stars. And this was my first Korean translated book. How exciting. Next I finished The Poet Empress by Shen Tao. 5 stars. New favorite. I wasn't expecting it to be a new favorite. I was going into it having very low expectations because it was sold as a romantasy, Chinese dynasty inspired. This was so dark. Be aware, if you want to read this, it is in no way a romantasy. This is a mistake. It is very dark, very violent. It has a lot of gore, vivid descriptions. And this is about Wei Yin. She lives in a very poor village. She's the daughter of a farmer, and her dream is to marry well so she can bring money to the family and send her little brother to school. And the famine, yes, is striking small villages, and a lot of her siblings already died because of that, and she has the chance to maybe marry the next emperor of the dynasty. This was such a ride. I was engaged in every scheming, every plotting, every turn events. This was incredible. I've seen a lot of critics about this book. One of them was that we read a lot from masculine point of views more than our main character point of view, but I thought that it was necessary and that it was the point, because you just need to see that they are the product of their environment and that they are the product of political schemes too. And another critic I kind of agree with is that this book is based on poems, and the magical world is based on poems, but at some point one very important poem that we hear from and we don't really read from it. I don't know how to say it without spoiling, but yes, that I thought that this was a shame. I understood the ending. I thought that it was really well written. I'm not saying this book is perfect. I've heard also that this is not a truthful recollection of the Chinese dynasty and their tradition, but apparently the author just wanted to get some inspiration from it and not be that truthful to it. So I thought that, as I'm not well versed in the Chinese folklore and ancient Chinese folklore, it didn't bother my experience. I still loved it. I was truly amazed by this debut novel. I was truly expecting nothing of it, and that's why I was surprised in the best way possible, I think. But again, this is not a romantasy at all. There are no romance almost whatsoever. If this interests you though, go for it. Next I've read Die My Love by Ariana Harwitz. I hope I'm not butchering it. I've read this so I can see the movie now. I've seen very low ratings for the movie, but the book, fantastic. Happening in the countryside of France. I didn't even realize that while reading this. A woman is struggling with her demons while having to deal with her family, her husband, and her new child. I don't know what age he is, but he's very young. He's a toddler, almost a baby, and she's kind of unraveling. This is written in a very stream of consciousness form. It feels very fever dreamy. Our main character is unhinged. When I say unhinged, I say unhinged. She has very weird sexual appetites. She unravels in her own depression also, but it deals with very interesting topics such as womanhood, motherhood, in a very original, unique and interesting way, things we don't talk about, how she only lives for her child. I loved it for the perspective it brought on motherhood, womanhood, but I still don't know how to digest it, you know what I mean? It's the first book I've read like this, so I really enjoy it for what it brought me, and I don't know if I said it already, but I gave it a 4.5 stars. And I have a quote for you. Must appear enthusiastic, must show others we enjoy life, must take the child here, there and everywhere, buy him balloons, let him ride on the merry-go-round to nowhere, take pictures of him because that's how you give your child a childhood. And this is showing us how important it is to have a good balance, a good mental health, psychological balance in your life in order for you to give the childhood your child deserves. So I'm eager to see the movie and see if it deserves its low ratings. I might love it, we'll see. Next, I finished Carl's Doomsday Scenario, the second book in the Dungeon Chronicles series. As I've said already on the previous vlog, I loved it as much as the first book for different reasons, because you have a lot more of the political stakes of what the government is doing behind the scenes, a lot more of characters development. I loved also the setting with the circus vibes and the carnival vibes, but there were still a lot of naked woman descriptions for NPCs or enemies. So yes, just a little bit taken aback for that, but otherwise really enjoyed it, had so much fun. I ate it up as much as the poet Empress. Just saying. Can't wait to read the other books in this series, it's so good. Next, I finally finished, it took me 2 months, Devotions by Mary Oliver, which is a collection of her poems, and I've never thought I would say this, but it is only a 4 out of 5 stars. It's not a new favorite. I understand how much beautiful it is by how she does not pretend to be flowery about her poems, but rather earth grounding, appreciating mundanity and showing how beautiful nature is, how the fact to pay attention is the first step to devotion, how we don't need any access and that beauty is to be found everywhere and anywhere. One quote that I love is instructions for living a life. Pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. This is beautiful. I loved her for that, but unfortunately it's not a new favorite for different reasons. First reason is that she wrote it in a very stream of consciousness way, which is not a thing I usually dislike, but here with poetry, my brain loves to be itched in a way with rhymes especially, which is a very subjective point of view, okay, it's just me. There is no better, no alliteration, and I respect her for that for sure. But it's just that because of that, my brain struggled to focus on what she wanted to say, and because there is not really a point or a goal in her poems, it's rather her describing her environment and being very stream of consciousness, then I struggled a bit. Another reason is that she's very spiritual, which is something I respect for sure, but it's just something that doesn't move me that much, and also sometimes it even removes some of my fun. So once again, it's a very subjective point of view. I would have loved to love it. I loved some of the poems in it, don't mistaken me. But overall, I loved the substance, if I can say so, but the form of it was not there, so I could not enjoy it fully for what it is. Maybe I'll just come back to it in a few years when I'll be much more well versed in the poetry world. I don't know, and I'm gonna enjoy it even more for what it is, but right now, not fully, unfortunately. That's it for the books I've read. None of them is under 4 stars, which is incredible. I just love that, and I have found new favorites. But also, I just wanted to mention the fact that I've read 3 volumes in the Walking Dead series, the comics. I've read the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. These were part of the most violent things I've read ever. I don't know what to think of it. I love the universe for sure. I love how it depicts human creation and what humans are ready to do in very catastrophic situations and apocalyptic dramatic events, yes. But at the same time, my brain will never be the same after this. They're graphic things. I would not recommend this for anyone under 18 for sure. And even for adults, just be aware that you will say things that you will never erase from your brain. Yes, that's that. Last, I just wanted to mention very quickly my June plans for Pride Month. I also have a video coming that I'm preparing, and I think it's gonna take some time to film it. So I don't want to show you the books I'm gonna read for this video, otherwise you will be spoiled. But for Pride Month, I'm gonna be reading for sure Sunburn by Chloe Mitchell Allworth, and I can't wait. This has been on my TBR for at least 2 to 3 years, and I've heard only good things about it. It's a sapphic story. It seems that it happens in summer. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Next, I have, of course, Swimming in the Dark by Tomasz Jarowski. Same. I've heard only good things about this one. I have it on my TBR for almost 2 years now, and it's historical fiction happening in the 80s in Poland. Queer, of course. This looks fantastic. It is quite short, and it seems that it happens during heating summer vibes. I'm super excited. Next, we'll see what I'm gonna be able to read, but I would love to read In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. It looks fantastic. And with that, Bex, that's it. That's a wrap. I would love to hear what was your favorite book of May. As always, thank you for clicking, for watching till the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thus see you on the next one. But most importantly, thank you for being nice. That's what I appreciate the most around this corner of internet. And with that, I have to say bye.